What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Bourbon BSpodcast with some good friends, great drinks, and a little bit of BS. So grab a seat, pour up something neat, and welcome to the show. Hey guys, so we are back with part 2 of our episode featuring local photographer, content creator, ultra marathon runner, and overall fantastic human being, David Lawrence. Make sure that if you did not tune into part 1, you really get into that one. David's been a lot of fun to have on the show, super supportive. His work is fantastic, so make sure you check him out everywhere on all social media and let him know that you heard about him on Bourbon BS. So let's hop right into that next portion of this episode. I think that one of the things I enjoyed about my ADHD is that just like that, if I wanted to do something, I would become an expert suddenly at it. I would fucking do it to all the way up. I would be perfectionist at it. I would push myself harder, as opposed to someone who sat around waiting to do the thing to be perfect. I have been victim of that in some circumstances where I'm hypercritical of myself. Where I was like, it's not right yet. No, it's not right yet. It's not right yet. But that's just me being someone who wants to have that high standard. But if I didn't do the thing, I would still be thinking about doing the thing. If I didn't practice doing the thing, if I didn't have that experience, I could research all I want, but that's nothing like real life experience. I'm going to put together a podcast. It took me a year to figure out exactly what I wanted the format to be. I wouldn't have gotten that from reading a book about it, thinking about it, planning it. No, I wouldn't have seen the real life like ebbs and flows of this. So yeah, there's some good parts of, hey, I have no guardrails, so I'm not scared to take a big risk. That's dope. Yes, it should be grounded sometimes. We understand that each other.
I'm thousands of dollars in debt now.
I mean, shit. You think all this equipment is free, David? I have Patreon, but that doesn't.
I have Patreon too. Subscribe to both of our Patreons.
If you want this dope shirt that says contains alcohol.
I don't have any rewards other than just knowing you're supporting a kind artist. I'm not going to send you anything other than photos in your email, which are nice, but his is better. So sign up for his.
No. Sign up for both of ours. We have glasses, but David has fantastic talent and photos. Listen, you won't ask for money for you. Give him money.
No, you can ask for each other. Money. I'll take it. Sign up for my Patreon. Patreon.com/I am David Lawrence. I think there's like 30 subscribers, which is pretty sick. That blows my mind.
That is dope as hell, man.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. It's super cool.
Those are the 30. Sign up for mine too, because I don't have 30.
Seriously.
Being really honest here. But I think that that's awesome, man, that you were able to take those risks, whether they worked out or not. You have that experience. So now when you revisit that, you know what to and what not to do.
Maybe.
You would hope at least there's going to be a point and be like, I've seen this.
No, for sure. There's definitely things you can learn.
Like, I've seen this before. I know what's about to happen.
No,
We're not
sure.
doing that.
Yeah.
There was a joke me and my friend Derby talk about Cha-Cha. Her name is Sriracha Derby, whatever. It's
incredible.
Weird,
what a name.
Yeah. She does roller derby. One of the jokes is that like it's almost like a superpower. Like you're very always aware of things at all the time. But it also makes you really, really like paranoid all the time. So she's like, yeah, there are times I'm running into a situation that's slightly similar to something I've gone through. She's like, nope, absolutely the fuck not. Meanwhile, it's like it was just slightly enough.
Yeah, no, for sure. Sometimes that can kill you.
Yeah, it's like, nope,
not kill you, but it's like prevent you from experiencing things. Yeah.
But that's why the lack of guardrails is great.
Yeah.
Real quick, I did want to talk about it because we kind of skated by it.
Yeah.
You photographed Steve-O talking about impulses.
Yeah.
Steve-O and some people, the cast of the Blair Witch.
Yeah.
How was Steve-O? Because tell me how you did that. Because you said you were about to go to LA. And I'll tell you, let me tell us the story.
Yeah. So again, I guess I didn't see it as an impulse then, but I had a really good summer. I got hired to do photos for the city of St. Augustine, which paid a lot of money. Like there's no way around it. And so I just think I was like 28 at the time. I was single. Like, I mean, didn't really have much responsibility. And there was this artist named Semler, or her like birth name is Grace Baldridge, but she goes by Semler, and she was the first like openly gay or queer artists to have a hit on the Christian like charts. And I was really fascinated by that in her story. And so I had been like dabbling a little bit in doing like short form documentary videos. I actually interviewed Peter from Scotch and Good Conversation for one.
Fucking love that guy.
I like interviewed a local chef, a local dancer, like did these like 3 to 5 minute videos where like I would just like do video portraits of them and interview their story, like interview them about their stories and then publish it online. So just like anything else in my life, I just cold emailed this singer songwriter similar, was like, hey, like I want to come to LA and interview you. And she was like, cool, like I'm down. So like I literally like flew like my childhood best friend and I like out to LA like in the matter of like a week, and we like went over to this artist's house, spent like a day with her and her wife, like photographing her and interviewing her. Made a little like 6-minute documentary. But before we got to that, like a couple weeks before, I was like, yo, who's like the craziest person that I could photograph in Los Angeles? And in 2020, Steve-O had released a podcast, and it was called The Wild Ride, and he's still doing it. It's been over like 5 years, and he just sits down with celebrities and different artists and talks about their stories. So yeah, I just cold emailed his co-host, and I was like, hey, can I photograph you all? And he just responded and said, yeah, like, let's do it. And then he just texted me a random address, and said, go to this place. Like, Steve will be there. And I said, what is the location? Like, I'm just trying to prep. And he said, all he said back in the text message was, it's a house. And so like literally that's all it said. So I just like roll up to this address. I was like, I looked it up online and it was Steve-O's house, and I was like, okay, this is fucking crazy. Like, I remember in 4th grade, like I saw Jackass for the first time, and like my brothers and I, like we'd watch Wild Boys as a kid. Like I liked Wild Boys more than Jackass. Like, for those that don't know, it was Steve-O and his co-host Chris Pontius, and for like 3 seasons, MTV basically just paid them to fly literally all around the world. Like, they went to every continent, I think, except for Antarctica, and they would just explore nature and do like random stunts in nature, like jump into like Arctic water with sharks, like get bit by pythons, like in like the Amazon forest. And it was just crazy stuff, and they do it all in like man thongs.
I remember.
Respect.
I remember Wild Boys.
But so that was just like my childhood. So I was like, oh, I guess I'm going to Steve-O's house. And so like literally, like we finished this like documentary with this artist Semler, and then and sometimes as I say all this stuff, like even recalling it now, like I've mentioned this a couple times, but like we're literally sitting in a gallery right now that's like curated around my work. And it's like, I literally flew to Los Angeles to do a documentary, and that stuff is like wild when I stop and think about it.
Yeah,
like,
man. I don't know if you acknowledge
like,
the amount of stuff you've done.
I don't think I do. And I guess that's probably maybe even like the thing of like ADHD is that you can't connect.
Yeah.
Like, there's like the, I don't want to say I hate this, but there's the thing of like they call it like masking, where like you have to pretend to feel emotions.
Yeah.
And a lot of time it's like I do feel emotions. That was part of what I mentioned about like intentionally spending time with myself, like literally alone. Like sometimes I'll just lock myself in not lock myself, but like I'll just sit in my house alone without any distractions. Because I think that is like one of the few times where like I can actually feel emotions and be aware of like who I am and the things that I've done and the things that like I've like processed. And so like in some ways, like it's not lost on me that like I've done all these things, but at the same time, like I don't want to say I'm aloof, but like kind of like I just can't feel it. Like it, like I'm aware, I can verbalize it, but like I'm not able to like fully process or comprehend or like even embrace like the like crazy things. Like my we'll finish the Steve-O story, but like I guess a good example of that is like the person that I've been like dating, like, or I guess like my girlfriend now, like
I'm sending her this.
She got me a card a couple days ago because this is a good transition because today's the anniversary of my dad passing away, and she gave me this card that had like a nice note in it and like an artist by a personal, like a drawing by like a independent artist, and I read it and it was really beautiful, but I was like, yo, I photographed this artist that you gave me the card for. And it was like a artist who like has over 1 million followers on Instagram. And I was like, I didn't even know who she was. And
who
like
was the artist?
I think it's,
we'll find out later.
Her name,
you really did not know who she was.
yeah, no, I don't know, but I know that she's like a famous poet. It's like, Morgan Harper Collins, I think. But yeah, she's like a poet and, like a pretty famous like poet. I mean, enough that like Hallmark like has her own brand of like cards. And like, I just like told like my girlfriend, like, thank you. But also this is kind of funny because I photographed that person, I had no idea who that was. And she was like, what? And again, it's this whole thing of like, just not being able to process the weight of things. Yeah, her, Morgan Harper Nichols.
Morgan Harper Nichols, musician and poet.
Yeah, like if you look her up, she has like over 1 million followers on Instagram. Like
she is an autistic American Christian music songwriter, mixed media artist, writer whose work centered around the questions: how can I connect? How can we create connection?
Yeah. And actually, like I taught a
1.9 million followers.
Nice. So I taught a lecture, or not like a lecture, I taught at like a conference basically, or like spoke at a conference that she was at for like independent creators. But all that to say, like, there's so many things that like I just like am not aware of, and that's just like how my brain works. And so like all of this stuff like isn't lost on me. While it also is, but
the weight of it doesn't impact you as much. Is it
no,
because
definitely
like now
not.
that you've done it, it's like
it's just gone.
It's gone, right?
Yeah, like
it's almost like achievements. Do you like? Have you ever felt like when you actually reach a goal, like once it's done, you're like, oh, it doesn't matter anymore?
I don't even think about it. It's not even that it doesn't matter. Like it's just like
it doesn't think about
on to the next thing. Like I gotta stay alive.
David, I think like, we might be best fucking friends.
Yeah,
you didn't realize.
But
I could reach every goal possible the moment it hits.
Yeah, it's not that I don't care. It's just like
it's on to the next thing.
It's like, yo, like, and maybe it's like you can say it was like from growing up poor. I don't fuck if I know. Like,
same here.
Again, I'm just like being a therapist, but yeah. So we got to come full circle and finish the Steve-O story.
Steve-O story, but then we also want to get into the anniversary, and we got a couple things to get on. So let's finish Steve-O.
Like, but I thought it was important, though, amongst that to say, like, all of those things are wild. And I felt like it was important to take a little derail to be like, yeah, like, as I'm, like, just telling you, like, it's no big deal. Like, if I stop and look at it soberly, I'm like, these are all wild things. Just, like, decide on a whim to fly to Los Angeles and, like, make a little mini documentary. And then simultaneously have the thought of, like, who's the most wild person I could photograph in LA?
A wild boy.
Yeah. And then just get a response back from a cold email. Which again, like I would say a good moral of that story for anyone pursuing anything is like, just fucking ask. Like if you want something, like just ask for it. Like literally like ask if you can do the thing. Cause you might be some like no name kid from Florida that like just cold emails like the manager, like the podcast host, of like a famous celebrity, and then they're just like, yeah, why not? So I ended up getting to his house. I realized it was his house. There was a guy named Jack who was referred to as his audio guy.
Why do you say that as audio guy?
Because that's such a like the text just said Jack will meet you. He's the audio guy. And I don't really even know what that like meant. Maybe the audio of the podcast. Like I have no idea. But Jack was the guy that greeted me at Steve-O's house. I say that kind of I say that in parentheses, like just because I still don't know exactly what he did other than he was referred to as the audio guy. But we did nothing audio related while I was there.
Is Jack like a hitman?
No, Jack. I think Jack is a little bit younger than me. I honestly think Jack was like in school and somehow got connected with Steve-O on like a set. And then Steve-O was like, "You want to come work with me? Just be my guy." And so yeah, Jack met me at his front door. His dog was there, Wendy, who, like, if you listen to his podcast at the beginning, Steve-O just randomly adopted a dog on the street of Peru that just like
I remember that
walked up to him, like literally walked up to him and like didn't leave him. Even when he like went inside his hotel, it like followed him and he was like, well, I guess I'm supposed to stay with his dog. So he literally slept on the ground outside of this hotel because the hotel wouldn't let him bring it in. And they slept together and then he just brought it home to the States. So like his dog like greeted us at the door and then his fiance was like, "Hey, how are you?" And I was like, "This is crazy. Like I'm staying in Steve-O's house." And she like helped me set up the photo station. And then he got home and just comes in and is like, "Yo, I'm Steve." Like, "Yeah, dude, it's nice to meet you." Which is like his saying. And we just stood in his kitchen. And I remember specifically, he opened a bowl of a can of Annie's soup. And that was what I guess he just like, he runs from thing to thing. So like, that was like his quick dinner. So he like quickly opens his metal can of Annie's soup, literally just like eats it over the stove as we're talking. And he's like, "So what's your deal?" And I'm like, well, I'm like a portrait photographer. I really focus on just like creating space for people to like be themselves. And he was like, "I got arrested in Florida once." He was like,
I like Steve-O.
Yeah. He was like, "My thing is like, you go there on vacation and never leave. You come back as a criminal." Like, like, and I was just like, "Oh, okay, Mr. O." Like,
Mr. O.
Like, I'm joking, but it just feels like that. Like,
I feel like if you called him that, he might look at you like, "Get out of
that
my
feels
house."
like appropriate. Like, but I was just like, okay, like, and then he was just like, "Okay, we got to make a photo that no one else has made before." And I was like, okay. And he actually had not Jack, but one of his video editor. He had him go get a camera and he was like, "Should we record this?" And his video guy was like, "Yeah, why not?" So like, I wish that we could find this video footage. I even hit them up a couple years later, but we stood in his living room and he was like, "I'm Steve-O and this is the portrait. Who are you?" I was like, "I'm David Lawrence and we're photographing Steve-O in his living room in Hollywood, California." And then we just like sat there and like did photos together. And then at a certain point he was like, "All right, I'm good. I'm done. We got the shot." And he just like gets up and goes downstairs. And so I was just like sitting in his living room with all my stuff, like just alone. And I was like, he wasn't mean or anything. He just like knew what he wanted. Like it was just like,
"And I'm done.
We did it and I'm done." And I just like kind of sat there. And then he was like, "When do you think I could get the photos?" And I was like, "Honestly, if you give me a few minutes, I can just like import them to my laptop right now and we can go through them together and edit them and export them." So we just like sat there at his kitchen table and he was like, "I like that one. That one's good. Yeah, that one's pretty decent." Because he has a super raspy voice.
I know. That's why I'm laughing. It's like, it's smiling because he does. You sounded basically like
yeah. So we like picked out the photos and then he like posted them to Instagram and then I just packed up my shit and kind of went on my way. And like we've had a few interactions over the years. Like every time he would come to Florida, I would just hit him up again. Like it would hit up someone on his team. They'd be like, "Yo, like come out and do photos." And again, it's just that thing of just like cold reaching out, putting yourself out there, be like, "I'll do anything," and just fearlessly like going after the things that you want to achieve.
Shit. Well, if your motivational quote of the day is just fucking do it.
Yeah, you should. I mean,
just try and fucking do it.
Like there's literally nothing to lose other than a little bit of ego and maybe pride, but even that doesn't really even matter.
Yeah, if it's an email that gets left unread, no one will know but you.
it.
Like I said, big fucking deal. That's fucking awesome, man. I thank you for sharing that story because that is a big.
I hope that it like encourages people.
It's encouraging me. I'm thinking about the people I should email after.
Yeah,
today.
you should. You really fucking should. I
fucking
still
Cat's Tats is gonna be one of them.
Yeah, no, totally. I still reach out to people cold all the time.
Shit. Well, good to know. I'm gonna try to do that shit too.
Yeah, you should.
That's actually I like that.
Yeah,
I like
there's
it.
nothing stopping you.
Nothing stopping you but you.
Yeah.
Just fucking try it. Fucking
Yeah.
do something, John. Sorry.
Yeah, fuck you, John. No, I'm
Fuck
just
you,
kidding.
John.
We love you, John.
I'm sending this to you. Fuck you,
love
John.
you, John.
So, I know we are running a little tight on
It's all
time.
good. I talk a lot.
Well, no,
but
I'm
we're fine.
good. It's
What time is it?
It's
We're-
3:30, but I know you
you're
got
good.
stuff going on.
Yeah, no, we're good.
So you hinted at it. You get the card that
Yeah.
poet that you never knew who it was.
Yeah, this happens a lot also.
The poet?
Where people will so this happened today. I can't remember. There's a portrait of a celebrity on my website that I'm closing my eyes trying to remember, but a client this morning mentioned that I had photographed him, and I was like, I had no idea who that was. Like, a local film festival just asked me to photograph, and they were like, yo, that's a huge celebrity. Like Christina Ricci, I photographed her recently.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And I mean, I know who she is, but originally I was like, I know now after that she was in Casper, and I'd seen she's been in a million other films, but I couldn't have told you at the beginning.
I love that. I love the fact that all you remember,
Yeah,
the first thing you thought of was Casper. That's what I love.
True.
Because I 100% agree.
In Munster. I watched Munster as a 12-year-old kid, which no 12-year-old should watch that.
Monster.
Do you remember what that is?
No.
So it basically is about these two, or it's with Charlize Theron, where she's a prostitute.
Yes.
And it's based on a person in Florida.
Yes.
She's a prostitute, and to get money, she straight up murders her the Johns. Mm-hmm. And so it's just her just killing one person after another. But there's a scene where a guy with Down syndrome has never had a sexual experience, and he wants to have sex, and she shows up to the car, and she realizes that he has a disability, and so she's he's the one person that she doesn't kill. She gives him a hand job in the car, and it's an insane fucking movie.
I've never seen that movie. I saw the posters for it.
Yeah, it's insane. But so I didn't realize that she was in it until the film festival. And then I was like, damn, I watched that as a 12-year-old. And then I was like, damn, no 12-year-old should be watching that.
No, they should not.
Yeah.
You said that and I was like...
yeah, it's a fucking crazy film. But it's a huge... that's a big film. But yeah, I had honestly no idea.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Because Christina Ricci, one, the fact that we went right to Casper, not Adam's Family, not anything like that, not any other shit.
Casper rips.
Casper was a throwback. I'm not mad at Casper. But I know that you wanted to talk about it. Kind of rediscovering your family, your heritage and stuff like that. And today is the anniversary of your father's passing.
Yeah.
And just kind of what that meant to you. And I know you want to kind of go over it. There was a point that you didn't necessarily know about your background and heritage, correct?
Yeah, it was always, my grandma always explained, which I feel this is honestly and you can weigh in on this too, but I feel this is a common Hispanic thing of being yo, we came from royalty. Our grandparents are kings or queens. This is the direct lineage. My grandma literally told us that we were direct lineage from the King of Spain.
Yeah, my mom will do the your family is known scientists and all this stuff, kind of hyping us up, even though we grew up poor.
Yeah. And when in all reality, my grandma wasn't Spanish at all. She grew up in Colombia. And so yeah, she literally she had 2 kids. It's really sad actually. She had 2 kids. And then she got pregnant with my dad from someone else. And she just fled the country with my dad. Yeah. Okay. She came either to Puerto Rico or to America. She changed his name. His name originally was Eusebio Acuna. And she just changed it to Ernie. And she married a guy in Puerto Rico who had the last name of LaSalle. And she told my dad that his dad died. When in all reality, she just left.
Okay.
And yeah, so my whole life, I never knew any family. Yeah, like there was my mom, but like she just had an uncle, or she just had a brother who was my uncle who I never met. I had some cousins, like I mentioned earlier, but like we never had family. Like it was just like my brothers and my dad, and like my mom and I, and my parents weren't together. So like that was always like fragmented. Yeah.
So
and
outside of your immediate family, you never really knew that heritage and everyone back there.
So like my dad always just assumed that his dad was dead. Not assumed, that's what he was told. Mm-hmm. And there was no way to find out our last name because he didn't even know it existed. He didn't know that it ever changed.
What ultimately led to you finding out?
My little brother, Noah, knew that like that was important to my dad. So he did 23andMe, and then he matched with my aunt. And it originally said that they were like cousins or something like that, because somehow there's something specifically with women. Like I'm going to kind of butcher it, but specifically with women where it can mix up their DNA and like almost like rearrange what is like true with the DNA. So it somehow originally said they were like cousins or something like that. And they were able to figure out that like actually like my brother was like her nephew. And yeah, she just randomly was like on a flight one day and decided to like connect to the Wi-Fi and just like check it. And then saw my brother, and they like messaged each other
on a flight.
Yeah, she was like just like randomly on a flight, like just like just kind of killing time. Like she was like flying somewhere and just decided to open the 23andMe app just because she was bored. And saw that there was like a connected relative. Otherwise, she said she probably like wouldn't have opened it.
Fucking killing time. Yeah, to a family connection.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so like, I mean, they realized that like I was my aunt. And she had two sisters. And like, I don't know, like I get emotional because it's like, I've never like had like, I don't want to say family, but kind of like, it was just always my mom and I, and then like I'd visit my dad like on the weekends, like, and sometimes like when I got older, like I spent like periods of time with my dad, or I'd go back and forth. Or like maybe like my 11th grade year of high school, I spent like a year with him. But like it was always very like disconnected. Like I just lived with my mom. And yeah, like it was always like we'd go to any gatherings for any holidays. Like it was either my mom and I, or we'd go to like a family from church. And so suddenly like after that, like we had tons of like aunts and uncles and cousins, and like my aunts were like, yo, like you're like my dad's dad like has been alive, like literally, like that was the thing, like he'd been alive his whole entire life, and they were like we've literally been like looking for him, but we were looking for his birth name, like, and so like he never came up, like when we search him, they were like our dad like literally talked about you our whole entire lives and like had no idea where you went, and like that was like one of his like biggest sadnesses in life, was that like he never got to meet his son.
Shit.
And then he got like COVID in 2020. He had cancer as well, which my dad had cancer. But yeah, like my grandfather got cancer and then got COVID in 2020 and then just died. And then
sorry for your loss, man. I know it's
thanks
5 years removed, but still.
And so like we didn't even get to meet him. We didn't like meet my family till 2023. And so it's like they missed each other by like 3 years. And it's crazy because like we got to meet, actually, I did an installation at the Orlando Museum of Art. And like one of my biggest goals has been like, I love museums. Like I think museums are just like the coolest thing in the world. Like I could spend all day in a museum. Like I just would like go and lay on the floor in the museum and just like just enjoy and bask in it. Like museums are just fucking cool to me. So yeah, I had my first ever installation in a museum, and we literally met like my family, like my dad's 3 sisters came to the installation, and my dad met them there. And we all like literally like met them while I was like showing like my first ever installation. And like, that was fucking wild. Like, I don't know. My dad, I don't even know. I mean, I do know how he felt because we talked about it, but I can't imagine living your whole entire life and finding out like it was a lie. Like, your name wasn't really your name. Like, you had siblings and like you had a father, and like they were like actively looking for you. So yeah, my dad had a year with his sisters. And then he had cancer for like 2 years. And survived 1 whole year, and then he passed away. And yeah, today has been a year. And it's kind of funny. Like, I grabbed these out of my car. Like when, like a week before he died, the hospital just like sent him home. And I don't know why, but he left 2 pairs of socks in my car. And like, then he died like a week later. And like, I've just been driving around with these socks just sitting there, and I see them every day, and I like have never even touched them. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't even realize until today that there were 2 pairs. I thought it was just 1 because I never touched them. And yeah, he left them in my car, and I've just been driving around with them. And it's like kind of funny because he was like, I mean, if you watch the video, you'll see them, but they've got American flags on them. And he like loved, like, it sounds so fucking cliche, but like he loved America. And even though he didn't even have a birth certificate, like literally like probably illegally immigrated here. Like, we don't really know because there's literally no record of his original existence. And yeah, I don't know. Like, there's just like a lot of irony in that also. Like, even like my dad like loved Donald Trump. Like, literally like when Donald Trump didn't get reelected in 2020, said it was the saddest day of his whole entire life. Like, and so it's like there's like some serious like almost like fucked up irony. But it's like still like his story, and it's like irony or not, like it's just, I don't know, it's wild. Like, even take out like that aspect, like it's still just that on its own is fucking crazy. Like, and I don't even know why I mentioned that other than I just think it's kind of funny that he had American flag socks
and was like not a birth certificate for the United States.
Yeah,
and wanted the president who literally would kick him out of the country.
Yeah, like which like I think is pretty normal. Like, I hate to say it, but it's like my uncle, like my like aunt's husband, like he's an immigrant from Portugal. He fucking loves like Donald Trump. He thinks Ron DeSantis is like a great governor. Like, immigrants love Trump.
Yeah,
like there's a weird dichotomy that I don't understand. And like, I get you can go so many directions, but I just thought it was funny. Like, I don't know, maybe not funny, but I just thought it was like interesting. I think to just like see the American flag socks.
The irony of it just kind of stood out.
Yeah, like it doesn't really make sense, but I don't think a lot of life makes sense.
That's like the second best thing that we've said today. A lot of life doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
No, one, thank you for sharing that experience. And it is unique to be someone from a very specific upbringing and lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like, say, hey, I don't have a birth certificate, nothing like that, but still rooting for this and still idolizing. There is, to be fair, we live in America for a reason, right? Like, I'm not shitting on the country specifically,
neither am
like
I.
that, but I do think that there's irony there in this current political climate that we can't just skate on by.
Yeah.
So, but it's almost cathartic to have those and almost like kind of establish that connection and to have them in your vehicle.
I still don't know what to do with it. Like, and I didn't even
do what you've been doing.
I've just been driving around with them sitting in a pocket in my back car.
Do what you've been doing.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you said, what have you been doing? I was like, yeah, no, for sure. And I think that's really like it. Now I'm kind of like, it's kind of funny because it's like, I'll probably like take these, that I realized there was 2 pairs of them. Like, I'll probably like take these to my girlfriend's house tonight. And just be like, look what I found. And yeah, I don't know. Like, it's just weird, man. Like,
I hold on to things of my family that reminded me of a good time.
Yeah.
It's almost like that push pin of like, this is that moment in time, and this, do what you've been doing. There's nothing wrong with it. I think that there's, especially with ADHD, at least my experience is that it's hard for me to connect back to things.
Yeah.
But having a tangible thing that will bring me back is unique. Like I'm not a pack rat by any means. I don't keep things longer than I need to.
Same.
I don't. I'm like, I don't need 14 of. I don't need this. I will throw shit.
My
out
house
so
is so
fast.
bare. Like I have like personal belongings, but it's like my house is like just so simple.
Yeah.
Like I get rid of things all the time.
If it wasn't for my fiance, my house would be a lot more bare. Because she likes to, this artwork and blah, blah. Like when she moved in, there was like a table, a chair, a TV, and a dog bed because I love my dog. But that gives you a tangible connection.
Yeah, no,
and
for
I think
sure.
Just keep doing what you were doing.
Yeah.
I think
it's also, again, it's just so funny because literally I don't think I would have pulled it out if I hadn't been for this podcast today. And just noticing that there was 2 of them, like, I don't know. I was like, I can still leave one in there and then do whatever with the other. Like
during those moments where you lock yourself in your house and have them around.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's something that's like interesting is like, I don't know. We talked about religion earlier. Like I'm not really religious at this point in my life. Not to say that I can't be, but like I think I was like, do you need to?
Oh no, it just it got the temp.
I think that we can still have a connection with others and even like people that were like alive at certain points in the past. Like I have a box of my dad's stuff. He didn't have a lot of stuff, and honestly we got rid of most of his things just because there wasn't really a need for them. But like he in the last couple years of his life decided that he wanted to make a comic book of his dad, or not his dad, that would be cool too, but of his dog.
That's pretty awesome.
He had all these drawings that he did and like comics that he sketched out. And I knew that like the anniversary was coming up. So like this past week, I just like sat in my house alone and I finally like opened that box, like, which feels a little like metaphorical almost, but like, I just pulled out all the comics and I'd never looked through them. And there were all these like drawings of like, his dog, and then like he lived with me for like 2 years, and I have a cat, and I should say that my cat is fine, but I thought I was a cat person, but my cat kind of sucks half the time. It's just like, it's kind of a piece of shit cat. Like, I mean, it just does what it wants, which I guess I'm like that. Like, it will just randomly start attacking me.
It learned it from watching you, David.
Yeah, literally. Like, no, I've said that to so many people. I'm like, my cat is literally a mirror of me. Like, it does whatever it wants. But my dad, like, had drawn me and him, like, sitting on the couch and, like, talking about the cat interacting with his dog. And, like, I'd never seen, like, any of this stuff. And I decided to just, like, I can't really draw to save my life. Like I said, outside of photography, it's like I've never been, like, super artistic. But, like, one of my friends like gifted me with a sketch pad for drawing like a week ago, before all this. And just like randomly we were talking about painting and she was just like being nice and like ordered me this sketchbook and sent it to my house. And I opened it up and I just like made my best attempt at like recreating some of these like comics that my dad had drawn. And like, I don't want to say like I felt like my dad was there, but like I was able to experience like a part of him through that and like be present with missing him and like the legacy that like he left behind. And I think that there are certain ways that like we're able as humans to connect with our past and the people in it, whether they're like alive now or not.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool. Like I would really just encourage people, like if you're missing someone or like maybe even you want to like connect to like past versions of yourself, like it doesn't even have to be this religious thing. Like I said, I'm not really religious, but like you can go and sit and connect with those things and have a really meaningful experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate you're spot on with that. I think that I personally do it sometimes too, where I have a music box.
Yeah.
A snow globe that has like the Twin Towers on it. So
amazing.
I was born and raised in New York.
Yeah.
So I had gotten it from a field trip from New York City.
Yeah.
It's still in my home office.
Yeah.
I have not lived in New York for some time, but I keep it there because not necessarily for the symbolism of the 9/11 or
America.
Not that. It's
American flag socks.
American flag socks. Twin Towers.
Hell yeah, brother.
Never forget, bro. Can't tread on me. Yeah. No, sorry. For those.
Our review, like your algorithm on Instagram and everything else just went down.
Oh, everyone.
Like,
every whiskey person is like, what do you mean don't tread on me? You make fun.
You mentioned Donald Trump. Like, fuck you. Yeah.
Fuck you. Yeah. I'm about to get hit.
Yeah.
You don't like. I don't like him.
I don't either.
I'm going to tell you right now, I don't like him.
I did not vote for him. I voted for Kamala. Don't cancel me. I mean that genuinely.
If that's what's going to cancel me, cancel me.
Yeah. But also, it's the reality of some situations. Yeah. So what can I do?
Yeah. So I keep that there, and it just reminds me of like childhood, my friends, relationships. I'm closer, and it grounds me because there are times that out of sight, out of mind, and if it's just part of the like, what is it called when something is object permanence? If I haven't spoken to someone in some time or I haven't seen someone in some time, I will often forget they exist. Not because I don't like them or don't love them or don't care about them. It is just that my mind is grounded in what I'm doing now and what's going forward.
Definitely.
So having that music box and snow globe and having all that around me, I'm like, people might think it's, you're sentimental. It's kind of the only way I could really remember to connect to that and where I started. I make some of my usernames for stuff. We'll use like old numbers from like apartments. And people are like, what's that from? It's like, you wouldn't know unless you were born and raised with me. And it's because it keeps reminding me of that. So being able to transport yourself into a really great moment in life, or even just a memory that you think is valuable to have, like the socks, it's our connection or a person or a time. It's like, that's important. Keeps us human. We're not robots as much as we would like to be, and Elon would love us to be. We're not fucking robots and AI. Guys, we're getting to that point. David, I want to talk to you for the next 5.5 hours, but I know you have stuff going on and pretty close. But thank you for taking time and sharing things and sharing a drink and even in honor of the passing of your family member.
Thanks.
And I'm glad we could be here. And guys, it's important to understand. Just have a drink with someone, talk to someone, get to know their story, whether it be behind a camera, in front of the camera, wherever you need to be. I'm glad we got to do this. Where can people find you? What would you like to promote? Any upcoming shows? And how soon are we going to get matching tattoos? Because we're besties. Go on.
I mean, I'm down. We got to get Kat to do them.
Yes, and John has to be there too.
We can get socks of American flag tattoos.
I might not. But for you, I'd consider it.
God. So I don't know. When will this come out?
Your episode will come out in about a week.
Okay, cool. So I'll be here with this current installation on March 6th, and then, or not March 6th, until June 6th. Okay. And March. That was the whiskey.
Yeah, this episode will be dropping May 23rd.
Okay, cool. So I'll be here till June 6th, showing off this current body of work and installation. And then I'm working on some other installations that I can't announce yet. One of them will probably be hopefully a little bit bigger and at another museum, which will be cool, but that's a secret. And I'm not going to tell you anymore.
We signed an NDA, guys.
Yeah.
I can't tell you.
So fuck you. Don't tell anyone.
No, specifically to John with no H.
Yeah, specifically John with no H. But yeah, you can. My phone number is 206. Please don't. Please, I literally don't have my. Like some of my friends that own like larger businesses or just businesses in general get down on me because I don't have my phone number online. I'm like, if you want to get in touch with me, send me an email or follow me on Instagram. Like, I don't want you to call my phone. I don't want to talk with anyone. It's not personal. I just don't want to have a phone call.
There's a part of me that was going to give John's phone number.
Yeah, we should. So follow me on Instagram. I'm really a nice guy, even though I don't want you to call me. My Instagram is I am David Lawrence. My website is iamdavidlawrence.com. On Twitter, I'm DLore or X now. I have a Patreon. It's also I am David Lawrence. And then, like I have this installation going. I do pop-ups once a week, sometimes a couple times a week, where I set up studios in random places, and you can come and get a Polaroid portrait. Like this Friday, I'm going to be at Smokin' Donuts in the Milk District. I'm there every Friday, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm here at my installation right now doing the same thing. You can find me if you really want to get to know me or meet me or hire me, I'm around. Just don't call me. But yeah, any other way is good.
And so I am David Lawrence on Instagram.
Yep.
So
we should shout them out. That's very important.
Yeah.
So we mentioned this at the beginning, but So What Arts on Instagram is the name of this gallery. So What Art Studio. Every month they do a different artist. So I'm the artist this month, but that means there's 11 other months where artists are featured for a whole entire month, and they get used to the space. And my friend Scott, who I mentioned at the beginning, he's Large Teeth on Instagram. He owns Rise Above Tattoos over on Mills, and curates this gallery. So What Arts is what it's called. They're
at Large Teeth.
Yeah, or Large Teeth. They're just giving people opportunities to share their art, and I think it's really cool. So big shout out to them.
It is really dope space. If you guys aren't watching and just listening, it is a really dope atmosphere, and I love the fact that they're doing this. But David, I'm glad, man. I'm glad that you got to spend some time. Anything else? Any? Huh?
No, just be nice to each other.
Fuck it, do it. Try the thing.
Be gracious with yourself. Also, I think that's a good reminder for me too. But so I feel like if I need it, other people probably need it. Just be kind to yourself. I don't know. Think about others. Like I was kind of joking where it's saying my whole life is about me and my work. But something I think I've been reminded of lately is think about others. Pay attention to other people. The world isn't just about you.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. And it's important, right?
Yeah, and it's easier said than done. I say that, but I'm going to go spend the next 5 hours doing whatever. But it's try your best to think about other people and realize that it's not just you in the world.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. I think being hospitable and just empathetic of others' needs and everything going on around you, you are not alone in this world, and what you do and say has impact. So take that in consideration. David, I appreciate it.
Of course.
Guys, if you like what we're doing, follow at Bourbon_and_BS.
Support his Patreon.
Support the Patreon.
Get him up to 30 people.
Pretty please. I appreciate you. We're about to
begging you.
Literally, guys. Literally. Part of the reason why my light turned off is I have one. No, I'm joking. All jokes. But yeah, the goal is June 6th. We'll have the soft rebrand. It's going to be the same PS, just different packaging. So you're going to get the same format, everything you guys love and appreciate. We just want to make sure that it's
do a live podcast. Should have a party. I'll help put it together. Let's do it. That'd be fun.
Shit, you might fuck around and find out.
Yeah, I'm being dead serious.
Okay, we can talk about the details.
It'll be fun.
All right. Shit.
Yeah.
Man,
I might have a spot that would be down for it. So, yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right, we're fucking around and finding out.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. The soft rebrand shit, this is going to get complicated. I'm excited. Soft rebrand, for those who are wondering why it's happening, I'm always going to be transparent with all my listeners. Part of it, who I am, is just being genuine. I don't only drink whiskey. I drink whatever the fuck I want. So saying bourbon and BS makes people think that it's only brown water. I enjoy everything. Tiki, everything but vodka.
Do not discriminate.
I don't discriminate.
Yeah, you're not the president.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. That was...
Or half the people he's appointed. Listen, you can check my body for tattoos and none of them will be unnecessary. Listen, what I'm getting
Shout out to my dad, all of our illegal immigrant parents.
Yeah. Oh my God. We could go do this all day about hey mom, make sure your paperwork's legit. It is. Why wouldn't it be? I just want to make sure. For reasons. No, but seriously, we want to make sure that people feel more comfortable and inclusive in what we drink.
You just can't continue talking after that.
I'm trying. This is so much fun. David is going to test my ADHD and I love it. It's fucking, this is how we get stronger. No, but all jokes aside, part of it is to make sure people feel more inclusive and understand that half of my show, the bulk of my show, is the bottle's a catalyst. Doesn't matter what the spirit is, unless it's vodka, it's trash. Don't bring vodka in my house.
Please don't.
It tastes like fucking nothing. But we want to make sure that people understand that there's more to it than just bourbon and BSing and just having some great conversations. So the show will be retitled and rebranded. It'll be the Last Call Podcast with Arthur G. Right now is the first time I'm announcing the new name. to everyone listening. So the video assets are done. Be patient with me. The logo's done. Everything is done. Is just got to transfer a lot of things over to a new name. If you didn't realize, to host your podcast, it costs money, and to change the name suddenly it is a process because everything is associated with that name you bought. Be patient. It'll come through and it'll be great. Love you guys. Be good. Don't drink and drive. Be responsible. Don't text your ex. Avoid Amazon one-click buy unless you're sending me shit because we need it for the show. I love you guys and take care. Bye, guys. Hey, guys. Today's episode is brought to you by Burn Termite and Pest Control. I first met Joe Byrne on Full Frontal Nerdity Show and decided to give his company a try. They have been the best pest service I've ever had, from flexible scheduling, attention to detail, fair pricing, and everything you love about a small business. I highly recommend Joe Byrne and Burn Termite and Pest Control. It's a family-owned and operated business with over 30 years of experience in termite and pest. You can reach Burn Termite and Pest Control at 321-297-7985. Once again, 321-297-7985. And let them know Bourbon and Bullshit sent you. Thanks, guys. See you next time.